Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. It's another Saturday upon us. Saturday. Or we can go Saturday in the park. Or we could go Saturday night. Or we could go Saturday night's alright for fighting. Guys, where do you want to go on this Saturday? Which rock venue can I bring you to? Guys, welcome to the show. How you doing? So, a few of you, I'm sure, because we all have a heart, right? We all have a heart, and the majority of us do, and nobody likes to see anybody getting beaten up, including, Fancy Miss Ellie, April Johns. However, she's done some diabolical stuff by helping spread a narrative that she knew was something that can only benefit her. And she can make this movie out of. She had hopes and dreams of putting together, that Gypsy was a victim of Munchausen by proxy and that she was a survivor. And, there wasn't a problem with Fancy making bank off of that fake story. Not a problem at all. Until she was kicked out of the Mean Girls Club. No problem.
Yo, that's what I said, One Skip.
No problem at all. She even admitted on one of these leaked videos now.
So I heard the video that came out where she said that she didn't really have a problem with Gypsy profiting off of the crime at that time. Because at that time, Fancy thought she was profiting off of the crime. The only time she has a problem with Gypsy profiting off the crime is when Fancy's not profiting off the crime. You see the problem with Fancy?
So part of Gypsy Rose's celebrityism, we owe that to Fancy. That's messed up, man. That's part of one of our community. Now I could hear Morbid going, Toddy, she's not one of us. I hear you, Morbid. But when I say that because if people have an idea of the people that do reporting, we're not reporters, but we do reporting, about things that we learn in cases and such like that. When people like her and people like Katie Joy are some of the people that represent that community, which is a part of our community, it's a bad look. It's a very, very bad look. We're so upset. We're screaming at how can Gypsy Rose be such a celebrity? I just heard a friggin' video of Fancy screaming, why isn't TMZ reporting on this? Why isn't it? Part of this is because you put it out there, Fancy. You were part of this. And by the time the snowball got rolling, we are here. And now we just want the snowball to run your ass over so we can stop the snowball. And that's just the truth. Because in everything that we have found out about you behind the scenes, you are a nasty ass person. And allegedly, you just like to get in bed with people, supposedly, without anything on you. Like, who does that? And there's a few people that have said that, allegedly, supposedly, for entertainment purposes only. And there was that whole thing about you having some sort of problem down there. I can understand why people might think that they know that. That makes sense now. I'm not spreading rumors. I've had like 2 or 3 different people tell me that. So that's a little strange. And then I find something like, and not that I found, I just got to thank all the content creators that sent me stuff. And there are some people that didn't want to be named, so I'm really bad. I just would rather not name anybody and just say thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you need to be named or I need to name you, please just let me know. I will, and I won't think anything of it. But I just don't want to name somebody by accident. But everybody's getting this information. The thing that's in common is you. Is you, Fancy. It's you. And I'm going to make a video of how you helped Gypsy Rose become the celebrity that she is. This stupid, infamous person that half the people think, or a quarter of the people think is famous. And how you did that for money, and then you go, it's not about money. It's all about money. It's all about money. Guys, this is something Fancy started. So let's just understand what kind of person this person is. And I'm not done, because there's a whole thing I'm going to go through. We're going to have a good time on this.
So Fancy put together this now defunct nonprofit, right? This nonprofit, because you make money off of nonprofits. I said that before. And so Fancy put this nonprofit together because she's got experience on that.
This is Stop the Cycle of Abuse. I'm going to put the link below. Stop the Cycle of Abuse program. Exposing narcopath abuse one survivor at a time. And Fancy knows all about that shit. Mission: Stop the Cycle of Abuse program. SCOAP will launch an in-field training for law enforcement, social workers, teachers, and hospital staff on the realities of domestic violence. IPV, Intimate Partner Violence Educational Awareness Training Initiative, will partner trained professionals in the psychological and medical field with actual survivors to highlight the signs of domestic abuse. There will be a strong focus on what a narcissist does to make their victims look crazy or aggressive and create a dismantling to their entire lives. Isn't that funny that she mentions that? SCOAP. Scope also strives to support survivors in meaningful ways. Is that like the meaningful ways of what? Of what Cutting Board Dawn was talking about in this great informative video here? This part? Play!
And April now claims that she wants to do good and wants to help Nicholas. Justice for Nicholas. Justice for Dee Dee. Michael Roy, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. It doesn't matter. His existence doesn't matter. Utesh, he is the husband of Amanda. And we're going to insert this document. Sorry about that. I'm going to read it right here, but it should be somewhere near me. Hey everyone, as most of you know, I am working as an associate producer for the upcoming documentary series By Proxy. We have our page that posts updates and information and have decided to start a discussion group to better interact with those interested within this bizarre case. Excuse the construction, we just got it up today, but we will post discussions, updates on production, and there will even be some lives that feature team members to answer all of your questions in real time. Feel free to like and join and support me on this journey.
You guys Good evening, guys. Welcome to our discussion group. I am Fancy Maselli, obviously, co-producer, co-writer of By Proxy, the series. And tonight we have two people on with me. We have Amanda, one of our co-producers, an associate producer. She's not a co-producer, she's an associate producer. And she is also one of our psychology experts. And tonight we also have Dawn DeSalvi.
Amanda's delightful husband, Michael Roy Utesh, sent absolutely vile messages to the admin of Nicholas Godejohn support on X. Of course, when it was Twitter, though. And they are disgusting. And this is the type of person April chooses to, or at least at the time, chose to align herself with. Check him out. Delightful. He's a great guy. He's had several arrests and legal troubles, which you can find some of on Missouri CaseNet.
Let me continue on. So, probably not, right? SCOAP also strives to support survivors in meaningful ways, but we realize that's not the case. Our goals are to set up centers that assist victims in rebuilding their lives after they have escaped. Often, these victims have no identification, resources, housing, or support. We strive to guide them into a healthy, safe, and empowered life. SCOAP will provide mediators where survivors are forced to co-parent with their abusers, mental health services, and safe housing options so they are not forced to return to their abusers. If you can't attend our events in person and can still be part of what we are doing virtually, from attending our live feeds right here to supporting our efforts through other ways, we appreciate each and every one of you. There's $262 here, Fancy. 2 members and 21 supporters. This was started in 2023. And it's in bad standing. I wouldn't make that up. I'm going to go ahead and put that up there. It's in bad standing. It was started in March 29th, 2023 by somebody who before hired somebody who was married to an ABUSER, and then called somebody who was part of her psych team a professional who had, one course or two courses in psych, and totally manipulated somebody who was, I don't know if Dawn had any diminished mental capacities, but Dawn wasn't of right mind, and Fancy exploited that. There's been, I've gotten these stories about people that Fancy has supposedly brought into her home to take care of them, and they've taken money. Fancy and her husband allegedly has taken money from these people. And, there's too many people that make me say, what the hell? So here's a story. Let's see about this. Since the moment that we began on the Blanchard case, Mad Ginger Entertainment, that'd be Fancy Schmancy, has been focused on social change. We believe this is part of the scope, SCOAP. We believe our systems are terribly broken, and it's our mission to help fix and renew these systems. Our beloved late Christina was a champion for these causes. I don't know anything about this woman, but here Fancy's going to say something. Our beloved late Christina was a champion for these causes. We strongly feel she is still leading the charge. We met Anne, named Change for Safety, in 2017. When she applied as a psychology student to work on our investigative team dealing with the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case unfolding in her hometown, it became clear rather quickly that something terrible was happening in her personal life. I think this is the woman that supposedly was the one that I just told you about.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to our discussion group. I am Fancy Maselli, obviously, co-producer, co-writer of By Proxy, the series. And tonight we have two people on with me. We have Amanda, one of our co-producers, an associate producer. She's not a co-producer, she's an associate producer. And she is also one of our psychology experts. And tonight we also have Dawn DeSalvi.
In 2018, Anne began trying to escape her husband and save the lives of her and her children, but law enforcement in Springfield, Missouri had not helped her. She and several witnesses have made numerous 911 calls, sent letters to the governor, contacted Dan Patterson, the DA, and called DSS over and over. All it has gotten her is more abuse from the person she has been trying to report. In 2021, Anne filed for 2 restraining orders back to back, once on Thursday, and it was denied. Again on Friday, and it was denied. And Saturday, she ended up in the hospital from a suspected poisoning. The hospital released her while she was still out of her mind and suffering effects from whatever had been given to her, and never once questioned the suspect. In September of 2022, Anne showed up on Fancy's doorstep, weighing in at 77 pounds, dazed, confused, and barely alive. She fled the state after she suspected again that her husband was trying to unalive her. Due to the way Anne was treated in her state, she had no choice but to leave her 2 kids behind so she could be alive to fight for them. She had no money, no clothes, no social security card, and no birth certificate because her abuser refused to allow her to take anything, including her son. Didn't she have 2 kids? Anne's story will be featured in our Anchor True Crime show on the GWN. That'd be the Good Wives Network. The psychological unaliving of Anne Smith will provide a heavy-hitting, real-time investigation to unfold what happened to Anne and her children and how the system failed them epically. Our first episode will premiere at our Friday night cocktail party, June 9th, 2023, as well as live on our network, broadcasted to Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Smart TV, and Android TV, and mobile apps at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesdays. While Anne's story may seem fantastical or unbelievable, it is honestly not that rare. But how do you account for wanting to do this? And who are you to do this? Where are your credentials to do this? Like, there's so much. I've just got to figure out the timeline to show you the MLM, the Temu, how she was a Temu ambassador and she was showing off bras online. She's a wannabe. She's somebody that just wants to be something enough to make money. And when she doesn't, when her dreams fail at that, she blames everybody and she takes everybody down with her. And she would take from anybody, and take advantage of everybody. That's who Fancy is. It is a horrible, horrible thing. It's a grift. And the fact that she has put something like this up here, how does Fancy become so irresponsible? And now she had started this whole nonprofit that she wanted to make money from, having absolutely no experience. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. We got some surprises for you, guys. Wait, we're going to have some fun. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. Thanks, guys. Bye.